Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Disney Hour Express. It's episode 77, and we are going to talk all about travel. You're actually going to come on our journey with us.
We're going to talk about travel,
To
because that's what we do. And we're also going to be talking about our Hollywood Studios Day.
Yes, we are.
So this is the intro.
I guess my intro wasn't good enough for him.
This is the intro to the you're gonna hear all about our travel day
Yes.
to Disney and the Hollywood Studios Day, which was our first 2 days.
And I'm not sure that we actually summed up Boardwalk. Did we talk about Boardwalk on our day one?
Well, we still have I think we shared our things, and then we're going to do a sum up later on in this series of our family trip.
Yep. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's going to be full of little tidbits here and there, but please know that we are a diehard Hollywood Studios family. So
and
you're in for the ride.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
We did. And I think...
So here we go. Hey, welcome to the Disney Hour Express, and we are on our very first travel day for our Disney trip this summer.
She's saying this she's so happy saying this right now.
Am I so happy?
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, here we are at our Boardwalk Resort. I don't know if you can hear all the amazing sounds happening around us. I mean, there's like wonderful deafening crickets, and then there's the boat that's passing by.
There's a water taxi, and
it's ringing its little bell. So there's a lot going on out here, but it's also nighttime. So it's the hustle and bustle is dying down as the night goes on.
Yes, and now did we say that we are staying at the Boardwalk? Did we mention that?
We might have, but we can mention it again. We are staying at the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
And we are staying in a one-bedroom, which are typically DVC bedrooms. They have the one bedroom, the little kitchenette, and then the living room area the living room has a pull-down bed here.
Now, they do call that a suite, right? That's a suite?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But it's usually like the DVC memberships is what they have here for that. And it was quite the interesting check-in, right? Because we checked in.
Before we get to our check-in,
sure,
let's just talk about our plane ride here, right?
Oh.
Not without too much. There wasn't too much really to say.
Yeah.
We did fly a Velo.
Uh-huh.
And I got to say, the one thing I do notice when we do fly a Velo is that it's the difference between, because normally we fly JetBlue, it's either a Velo or JetBlue.
Right.
And you do notice the difference.
Completely.
It's just the amount. And
we have to say that JetBlue is probably about the same price range when after you add on your bags and your seats
and all the extra add-ons.
All the extra add-ons just to be a comfortable traveler on a Velo.
Yeah.
It's the same as JetBlue.
They highlight everything. It's like $59, one-way fares, and then it kind of starts to add up.
Now, the reason why I prefer a Velo at this time in our life is just because the distance. It's literally like 25 minutes
where
from
we
our
need
house.
to go, the airport that we take it, we could catch a Velo from. It's very close. So it makes a big difference.
It really does.
But it also, you see the difference when you get on a flight. That's the amount of space in the seat is... it's a lot shorter in a Velo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, and then JetBlue, you usually have in-flight entertainment, you have Wi-Fi, which you don't have in a Velo at all. Right. And then there's no snacks, there's no refreshment service, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
They just come and collect your trash.
That is true. You guys, my luggage was 49 pounds.
Me and the girls.
49 pounds.
As you know, we're celebrating Abby's birthday. One of the gifts we got her was a new suitcase. Mm-hmm. And we purposely got her the largest one that was offered.
Yeah.
Because we know that, she's a woman. She needs to have her stuff with her. But she's a mom, so she needs to pack everything.
Come on, I've got everybody's ponchos and
so it was like we kept teasing her today. Like, here's mom with the 49-pound suitcase.
God, I was so surprised it was 49 pounds. I was like,
because it's what is it 50 that
it's 50 is the cutoff. Yeah.
You want to pull some stuff
I was
out.
Like, how am I gonna get back home? Mm-hmm. No extra Disney years.
And
for
even
me.
the check-in person was like, your makeup bag's like probably 4 pounds, right?
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true. Anyway, so I was ready to skip right over the flight because I really felt like
but beyond everything was fine. We got in a little ahead of time. Yeah. And it was like a smooth MCO transition
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, like we just kind of like walked the baggage claim, and then like the girls had to use the restroom, and like I already had Abby's bag.
When I walked out of the restroom.
And then it's like all our bags just came out easily, and then we did that. We booked an Uber because we always because Uber just seems to be easier for us as long as you're someone that's comfortable using Uber. It's just easier. So I booked an Uber, which was under less than a minute away. He must have just been like waiting very close there, just dropped somebody off, and he just came and picked us up. It was the smoothest exit out of MCO I've ever had. Yeah.
It was easy breezy.
Yeah,
and then
the pickup spot was right out in front of our bags. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about it.
Well, I mean, we're hungry at this point, though, as we knew we would be. So everybody's getting like slightly antsy, but not crazy yet. Yeah. So when we get here, they do give us our room, but while Rob's dealing with like the whole room thing,
it was technically an early check-in. Right?
Oh, okay.
But go where you're at.
So then, like, the characters were here, so the girls were kind of entertained.
Because they had the van up front?
Yeah, they were entertained while Rob was doing all our check-in stuff. Now, you had used the app and pre-checked in?
I had used the app and checked us in. Mm-hmm. And, they said our room wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. So I just said, let me go check with the concierge, the front desk. And I checked in with someone, and she was helping me out, and she was like, she was asking me, do you want a pool view or a garden view? And then I'm like, well, pool, maybe it's louder at night. Like,
no thanks, not after our Animal Kingdom jacuzzi.
But I think the pool view has a better view.
Gotcha.
I think you can see like Tower of Terror
from there. Yeah.
But you have to be up higher, so I probably should ask for a higher level room. Pool view. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. This is nice. But so the original, she was like, oh yeah, we do have a suite ready.
Yes.
We can give it to you, and we'll, here it is. And she gave us one, let us go in early. We're like, oh great, we can put our stuff down and then go and get some food. And we got to the room. And what you went in first? You were taking
I took a little video,
travel agent video. And and what did you notice that was?
Well, so it was a very large suite. Yeah. However, once you got into the bedroom, there wasn't a balcony off the bedroom, there was a balcony off the living room.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, there's supposed to be a balcony off of both.
And so that was like, we had watched, obviously, like, I don't remember, did we tour one of these rooms in our agent? Not a suite.
Didn't tour a suite, but we definitely were well versed.
We looked at one of the rose garden suites, and then
and so we knew that there were 2 balconies, but I was just kind of like, I don't know, am I tricking myself out right now? That was the whole thing, was that we had set up. We were like, well, we're gonna have a balcony right out of our bedroom. It's gonna be easy for us to do these podcast, episodes. Or trip recaps after we get home because it's right out our bedroom. We don't have to bother the kids at all. So just knowing that now that was taken away, we were just kind of like, I know it made it not so.
Yeah, we were just kind of like, why is that? So
we kind of like hemmed and hawed, and of course, remember we're hungry. So,
so we were all
we're not
tempers
like
were starting to get, we were all getting a little
I couldn't
testy.
really read what Rob was doing.
I'm trying to like look up. I'm like, wait a minute, our bedroom villa, are there balcony anyway?
Right. And so we keep telling the girls we're going to go eat. We're going to go eat, and then I just said, okay, listen, on our way down, let's talk to the front desk. I'm thinking we need a rollaway bed anyway, so we've got to talk to somebody.
So we went and we talked
to
somebody.
Paul.
Was it Paul?
His name was Paul. And he's from Vermont. And he works at the Boardwalk. Super duper awesome. Very friendly. Even during when we were checking in prior, he kept asking, "You good? You need anything?"
And like, so everything was like,
now, Paul,
and they were definitely
I do.
going back and forth. And we just asked him. We said, "Hey, we thought blah blah blah." So he was able after they checked around and they just.
Well, really like a team of people jumped on it.
Yeah, like I think it was they're checking to see, making sure that the rooms are, they could fill the request and that because it's technically still an early check-in.
Yes.
They had to ask, oh, well, did you use anything in the room that we brought you into?
Yes, yeah.
Like, and Abby's like, well, we did wash our hands. So we used the bar soap. After questions and scanning magic bands. So that we could get entered into this new room. They were able to give us a new room, which ended up being a floor up. But basically in the same, like we could see the balcony of the room we would have been in.
Right. Prior. Yeah. So I'm so glad we said something. Mm. And not only did we get the room that we had really chosen in our hearts with the two balconies, but we also got a blow-up mattress. So now the girls don't have to share a bed, and that makes them more than delighted.
Yes, especially because for some reason Bailey has an aversion to the pull-down beds. Yeah. She thinks they're going to spring up on her.
But how many cartoons show that as springing up into the wall?
Yeah,
that is a totally valid fear. Valid.
You also, I know she's 7, so the logic isn't fully there. It's like, would my parents put me in somewhere where I was in danger? Would this hotel put people in danger sleeping here? There's so many different things that, you're just, could some miraculous tragedy strike and somehow Heidi is now wedged into the Donald Duck painting that's revealed when you pull it down. But... Yeah.
So many what ifs.
Anyway, so
that really, really worked out.
Yeah.
Totally awesome. And then we finally got to go eat. Now, we chose to eat at the deli, right? Which is considered the fast food
It's the Boardwalk
service
Deli,
Boardwalk, but
which
you still
is
have to,
it's the quick service restaurant.
Yes, but it's not in the Boardwalk Resort. You walk out to the Boardwalk and you walk to it.
That's the one thing that's different between, I think, every other Disney resort, definitely of the deluxe, because the Boardwalk is considered a deluxe resort.
Right.
Is that you have to walk outside of your resort to get to any amenity.
Yep.
There's nothing that's inside the actual building.
So I'm just going to tell you right out, the deli sucked. The deli absolutely freaking sucked.
Yeah.
There were 2 choices for the kids to eat, neither of which was super appealing.
Yeah. It's weird because the kids do eat ham and cheese sandwiches.
Oh, yes. And they do eat grilled cheeses.
But
not like this. This was like, we're going to give you a grilled cheese.
So, I don't know.
Just not, it was just a little outside the realm of kid food. And then it just didn't have a lot of choices. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
No,
I think you were more. Yes, Abby. There wasn't that many choices for the kids, but I think it was fine. Bailey was complaining because there were seeds in her bread.
What kid doesn't complain about that?
Oh my God, kids!
I'm telling you,
eat your food.
Anyways, I thought it sucked, and I'm just going to outright say that.
She's just really damaging.
They need to know if this is what their quick service is.
So it's definitely like a higher end. It's not, you're not going there and getting Mickey waffles and chicken fingers. Right. And that's what it is. It's different than, the typical quick service cafeteria style.
Yeah, but then at that time, the corn dog place wasn't open. There weren't a lot of options.
So it's not the time. Just the corn dog place is still being renovated.
Just renovated, right. I guess that's it. Then the cake shop here is still being renovated.
I wasn't giving the kids cake for dessert, for lunch.
There wasn't a lot. There was literally like 3 items they could have had.
That was it. So Heidi but you liked your sandwich, though.
To a point. To a point, I liked it. Yes, I ate most of it.
I ate mine. It was a turkey sandwich with cheese and lettuce,
I had a chicken salad, which they wouldn't remove the walnuts from, which is kind of a concerning thing for me.
Well, it's because all that stuff's pre-wrapped.
It's pre-made, but it's at the same time, like, how many people in this world are allergic to walnuts? I feel like it's a very high percentage.
Or just nuts in general.
Right, and I'm not like a great with walnuts, but like my head is not gonna fall off, so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But yes, I'm one of those people who, like, my tongue feels funny when I eat walnuts, so I probably shouldn't eat them. But I don't go into some sort of weird shock. So anyways, just saying.
Yeah.
There weren't enough choices.
We got one that says it sucks, which I've never seen her this passionate about a deli before.
I'm sorry. Delis are.
But I was like, it's okay.
Delis
grilled cheese is okay. So
anyways,
the good thing about the Boardwalk, at least, is that they have other options. They have a window where you could go and buy just slices of pizza. Mm-hmm. So we saw that, we were passing it, and I was able to just go get Bailey a slice of pizza, which was like a super slice of pizza. Yep. Now, mind you, it was $10 for a slice of pizza.
Right.
But that's where we are. And I gave it to her, and she basically ate half of that super slice of pizza. Yeah. But it was enough that it fed her.
Fed her, and she was good, yeah.
And then, of course, they saw, because right next to the Boardwalk Deli is the ice cream.
Yes. And so then I bought them ice cream.
Yeah, Abby took it. Well, I went to get us ice cream. You know what I'm saying? No, because it was luckily Joe's margarita stand that opened up as we were eating lunch.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, that's where we're going.
After this deli.
Yeah.
We need it. Anyways.
So they, again, nice frozen margaritas on a hot Disney day on the Boardwalk.
Perfect.
Again, mind you, they're $16 to $17 each, but
I know
it's where you are. So
it hurts. And I had to eat mine with a spoon, which was really funny because the straws don't really work well with the paper.
Yeah,
straws. But it was good. It was good. So then we took a little walk over to Epcot just to enjoy our ice cream and drinks.
Yeah. We wanted to show the girls how close it was, and you know where the Skyliner is, and how we have to get to it. And it's really going to make. I'm kind of excited to go to our Epcot day because it's just going to be like so close. It's like never had anything that. Close. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty cool.
That's wonderful. And then, so from there, we came back and we did some pool time.
Yeah, we went to the pool.
Wonderful. We loved
and it's called the Luna Pool. So we did the main pool that's in Boardwalk. They have other satellite pools that are a little bit quieter, but this was the main one that has the slide.
The Keister Coaster.
The Keister Coaster, yeah. It has that right on there, and I like that.
Kind of funny, Keister Coaster. Yeah. But that was amazing. It was even I went on the slide, and I don't usually do that, and so it was really fun to do.
You do get a cool view of, you can see the top of the Tower of Terror from the top of the slide.
Yep.
Before you go down, you look over to your left, and there it is.
Yeah, so that was really cool. We enjoyed our pool time.
And it was a good time. It was an unusual pool time because it was about 5:30 that we were at the pool, which is obviously like most people are either at the parks or eating dinner. So it wasn't like a ton of people there either. And it was raining like as our way in. So maybe people were just like, I'm not going to the pool today.
Right.
So yeah, we lucked out. It was a good day. We had got some refreshments at the pool bar there.
Yeah, and then we made our way back because we did make last minute 7:45 reservations at.
It's Trattoria El Forno.
Oh my gosh, guys!
Which is an Italian restaurant on the Boardwalk.
Yes.
And Abby will continue her sentence. No, she wasn't.
Freaking fabulous. I enjoyed everything. Yeah. So one of my things is I enjoy wine, but I don't know too much about it. So when Rob showed me that they had like a pairing menu, okay, eat this gnocchi and get and this wine is what we suggest. And so that's what I did. And it was so funny because I was talking to the guy and he's like, oh, do you want a white instead? And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, no, I want this. I want the thing that you pair it with.
What's on the menu.
Yeah. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes. And he's like, it's dry. And I said, but I want the pear. And I got it and it was fantastic. It was so good. And I'm so happy I did that because like I get nervous about trying new things.
Like it was, she looked open the wine list and it was extensive, but it's overwhelming. Yeah.
It's
like, I don't know.
But I did see something from Pisciota, which is where I studied in Italy. And I was like, oh, maybe I should get that. And then I was like thinking about the town of Pisciota and I was like, maybe I shouldn't get that. So I didn't.
Maybe you should have just ordered prosciutto.
Prosciutto. Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, so if you have time to eat at this restaurant, it was great. And the kids had meatballs and pizza because it serves you like traditional pizza too. But they make it right there. You can see them and see it in the fire.
It's really, really nice and really. It feels like a higher class restaurant.
It felt fancy, but
but also family
friendly. Fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So it was filled. You had the truffle gnocchi, which was, you really liked it, right?
I loved it. I really loved it.
And I just had the chicken parm, which you could find anywhere, but it was filling. Like it was enough.
And if you're surprised that he had chicken, it's because we did recently cross over to eating chicken again.
Yes, and I also did say that I had a turkey and cheese sandwich.
Oh, that's right.
So we're only eating birds.
Chicken.
I know, we're the worst. We've gone from vegan to vegetarian to now we're just eating poultry.
I know. Well, I think it has, and I think all moms out there can relate to this, that I kind of just put my hands up in the air and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot make 2 or 3 different meals a day. Or for dinner, I just can't do it anymore. And I need to have a quick protein, like not like a tofu that I have to prepare and pre-make, or like something in the frozen food section that's so bad for you and breaded. And so I needed a quick chicken fix.
Everyone's eating.
So it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Look at everybody had
everybody ate what they
the
could.
Fresh bread. Ooh, so good.
It was
awesome.
Butter. We're still close to Epcot. We don't know if it's coming from Living with the Land. We're going to assume it was in our mind, and that's why it was so. It tasted everything so good.
And so then we come out to the boardwalk, and we're expecting.
And so I guess before we went into the restaurant.
Oh, right.
Right, they were right outside of there. They were having I guess it's technically out in front of the Abracadabra bar. And they had a magician putting on a show right on the boardwalk, and that's kind of like what happens as the night comes on. They have these performers performing on the boardwalk, so they have all these activities to do, and it just makes it like so much more fun.
Yeah,
I think than any other Disney.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
and then we had our dinner, and then when we came back out, and we saw that one of Bailey's favorite movies was playing. And it was
Teen Beach.
Yeah, it was,
which is a horrible movie, but
well, they have this whole like kind of fake grass area where they not only put down blankets, but then they also put down little lanterns next to the blankets, and they've even
they give like these pillows and cushions and stuff.
They really make you comfortable out there to watch this movie.
I guess I've never done it, so I never paid attention to any of that. And it looked like they were serving popcorn.
Oh my gosh! I mean, and before we saw also they had s'mores, a little fire pit going for s'mores, which we've seen before at different. Now, I mean, it just looked cool. It was really cute. I love that they showed this movie because it's kind of like an upbeat, dancey movie, and like it's fun. I know you don't like it, but it's fun. And then all of a sudden, we heard over loudspeaker at the actual boardwalk that a show was about to start of jugglers. And Heidi was like, I gotta go to that. And I said, okay, I'll go with you. And I kept like encouraging her to like get closer, and I'm so glad I did. So these jugglers, they were called the Juggling Jacks. And now Anna Jack is the mom, and Daniela,
it's a mother-daughter circus duo.
Yes, and Daniela Jack is the daughter. And They were so good.
Yeah.
They were so good. They were really, Daniela was super entertaining. So was her mom, but Daniela did most of the talking. She did acrobatics.
Yeah.
She did all this balancing on top of really, wobbly surfaces.
Yeah.
And then along with the juggling, the hula hooping, and they had the kids come up and do volunteering where they held like moving saucers, plates.
They were balancing plates on top of
sticks,
these sticks that they had made out, and it was
so fun.
They were just transferring, so our girls got called, and so they were both up there, and they were balancing. Yeah, they were just passing these plates along to the other kids, and
now these girls, these jugglers, were so like intriguing to me. I was like, I need to know more about them, so I instantly looked them up.
When she came home, she went in a deep
all
dive
about Anna Jack and how she is from Russia and went to like a Russian circus school to learn all these tricks of the trade, right? And then has been featured in many films. Sorry, there's a Disney little
facility
horticulture facility maintenance truck
golf cart driver.
She has been on so many TV stations, just showing in so many circuses, and her daughter followed right behind in musical theater and all sorts of other things.
Yeah, they do a really great, lots of acrobatics. Yeah.
What a cool job to have where they can be here on the boardwalk.
And it looks like they do like 3 shows a night. They do a 7, 8, and a 9.
That's right. And so I know they're here tomorrow night. I don't know how many nights that they're here, but that's really just fabulous. Really cool.
And there was another show, I guess it was like a floating statue that we didn't see. That was the only one.
Yes.
Looks like there's like 3 different shows that go on a night, but I don't know what the other ones are. But we'll have to see if we get a chance to see them on our trip.
Super exciting first day. We really do need to wrap it up. We got some kids we had to put to bed as well.
10:30. We need to go to bed.
We need to get up super early because tomorrow we're going to do Hollywood Studios, and we are rope droppers and good nighters, right? So we're going to stay from rope drop to closing.
We're hoping.
But
so we got a full day ahead, and we'll be back here, sharing all our experiences with you tomorrow.
Aloha. We are talking about our Hollywood Studios day, which we are big Hollywood Studios fans.
Wait, aloha. Are we in Ohana? Are we?
Yep, always.
We're at the Polynesian?
I mean, we could be, but right now we're really at the Boardwalk pool.
Yeah, so we're at the pool, the Luna pool, I believe it's called.
Yes, with the Keister coaster.
The Keister coaster and the pool bar that's not open yet. That's right, I'm complaining. It's 10:46. I'm upset that it's not open.
10:46.
But I'm on vacation, so
I'm working on my hydration water.
It's always 5 o'clock.
So wow. We opened the park and closed the park yesterday.
We kind of always set that up, right? That we're now, after the year before, we were like, we're a Hollywood Studios family.
Yes, we definitely discovered that about ourselves last year when we were exiting the gates and then realized we didn't have blue milk and went back for another 3 hours.
This year, I can tell you we got blue milk before the closing.
We did.
Because, otherwise we would have been crying.
So we had a lot of change-ups happen right in the beginning of the day because we didn't necessarily get the Genie Plus we were looking for.
Yeah, so there was a little bit, in obviously everyone's vacation, it's never good. You have to be prepared for things to just not run on time, right? Because you're doing stuff and you're getting the kids ready, and then you still have to do. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't do this. I didn't do, and it's just. So it's always chaos. We're trying to leave our room at 7:30.
Right, but everybody needed special hair.
Yes.
So that wasn't going to happen.
The special hair. Of course, as the lone male, besides Lando, of the family, I kind of, like, can you just wear your hair like you do every other day?
No, that's not possible.
Yeah, but there was, for good reason, we'll get into it in a little bit. But anyway, so we wanted to leave at 7:30. We ended up leaving more like 7:50.
Mm-hmm.
And so thankfully, the great part about the pool is that it is, or not the pool. I'm staring at people in the pool, so that's what I'm talking about. The good thing about the boardwalk is that you're only a 5-minute walk from the back of Epcot, which is where the Skyliner picks up and drops off.
That's right. Really, really cool access to have.
Yeah. So we were able to head there. Right? We ate lunch. We ate breakfast in our room.
Oh boy,
right?
he's off.
There's too many distractions. We have to go back to our balcony. I can't handle it. I'm also hungry. No,
Oh boy.
I do want to drink. Okay, so we headed up the boardwalk to the back of Epcot to get in the Skyliner.
Yep.
And we got there like a little after 8, or just about 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And so it wasn't too crazy. There wasn't like that long of a line, and we got on and started our journey. And you get on the sky. What are your thoughts on the Skyliner? What are your thoughts? What do you got?
I love the Skyliner. I really do. It's always so efficient and fast when you get off and on the right stops. Just putting that out there. And yeah, I think it's really, really great. I know that our kids want to try out the boat and whatnot, but we're just kind of like, the Skyliner, it's so fast. We can do it. So I love it.
What we did, it's definitely the preferred method of transportation. I'm a little upset that we're only going to get to use it that one time, because otherwise we're bussing it.
You're right.
Or walking.
Yeah, because we don't really need it for Epcot, because we can walk right to it. So we're just doing a little bit of a goggle loosening because they're too tight. Now, if you've ever been to the Boardwalk pool, I'm just giving like a little interlude here. The Keister coaster is fabulous. I'm not a person that does water slides, but I had to try it out, and it was really fun and really smooth. And when you go up to the top of it, you can see Hollywood Studios. Tower of Terror from the top of the Keister coaster, which is a really fun thing to see. Anyways, back to the Skyliner. So we got all the way to Hollywood Studios.
Well.
Oh, you want to tell about the little on and on?
Let's back up a little bit.
So sorry.
The Skyliner was starting and stopping as we could see as we were getting there. Right? That it wasn't fully running, so that happens from time to time. So that was an issue on the Skyliner as well. So we stopped a little bit, and you're just kind of hanging there. It's not a big deal. The one thing I did notice was that we didn't have there was no audio coming through our speaker.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Just the regular informational messages. They tell you kind of where you are and all that stuff. So we're
all about the land preservation that Disney does.
Yes, the land preservation and all that. And then, but it also reminds you of where you're stopping.
Yes.
So, like, Abby was, answering the kids thousands of questions, and I was on the phone doing all the park things,
Genie
and I was
Plus
trying to post on Instagram and all this stuff. We weren't really paying attention to where we were, and we started back. I was going backwards, so I didn't even look. And then we just got off, and the pool. We thought we were at the Caribbean.
That's right, and we should have known that we weren't, just because of the size of the stop. It was really small, and the Caribbean stop is like gigantor.
Yeah, and that's why.
So,
I wasn't. I was facing the opposite way, so like, I was just. Yeah, it was just we were both thrown off, and then, so we got out, and I'm like, oh, wait, we're at the Riviera.
Yeah. Now, if you remember our AEP trip here, we also did the monorail where we got off on the wrong stop and all sorts of things. So we do have a history of doing things like this, but it's also, we're here all the time. So it does show you that things can be a little bit confusing. And so it helps when you have maps and when you just know a little bit more in detail about where you're going, like, okay, there's 2 stops and then we get off and things like that. So it helps to prepare.
I really think, to be honest with you, I think the Skyliner itself should have a map just showing the stops in the Skyliner, so that way people can look at it and be like, oh, all right, the next one is Riviera, like they know where it is. But
absolutely. That would be really helpful.
I know.
I like that.
I know, because sometimes you have to get off and sometimes you don't, and you don't really know when that is unless you're just studied it. And not a lot of people do. Anyway, right. so the funny thing was that we got off the Riviera, realized we made the wrong stop, so we had to go like around. We didn't have to. We just kind of did. Even the attendant was like, "Oh, you could have just cut through there." So we got out and then went back in line and got back on the Skyliner. It was the same car that we just left.
Yeah.
So we didn't miss anything.
Didn't miss a beat, but it was just we wanted the extra steps, right?
We were going for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we got on, and it was Riviera to Caribbean. Then you switch over to go to Hollywood, and that was okay. And in the morning, it's good because they give everyone their own car. They give the groups their own car, so
you can kind of still let your coffee kick in before you have to smile at everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Or the possibilities of having a long conversation.
That's right.
At that point. But then we got to Hollywood.
So we got it. We got there.
We got there exactly. It was like 8:30.
Yeah. It must have been like 8:30, 8:31, and we were just breezed right in. Pretty much, there wasn't any long. There wasn't. Crazy lines.
No, they were just opening up, and it wasn't anything too bad. We did,
and we had early entry, so we got to kind of do a little roundabout to get to the early entry line. Like it's not super obvious. You have to look for the sign for it, and then you'll go into that queue and get on it.
Then the kids wanted to bring. So this is the setup where the kids wanted for the first time to bring their own backpacks. Holding some of their items, not all of them, because they found out it was too much, which me and Abby have gone through all the time.
Yes.
So Heidi got flagged to go to security, and then I had to go to security.
And I think that really Bailey should have been too, but I think they looked at her and her age, and they're like, "Go ahead,"
Yeah,
So.
they're like, "What dangerous thing is she bringing in?"
Right. You never
Little
know.
did she know her mom was.
Yeah. It was just fabulous. I did not have to have a backpack, and I can't tell you how freeing that felt. Like, I don't know the last time that I have gone without a backpack.
Yeah.
Like, it just made me feel like I was just taking a long walk today, and it was really, really nice. I really like that.
Well, that's great. I wanted to afford you that, and that's why I took all. I said, "Give me your stuff. I'll bring it in here."
Now, by the end of the day, I was for sure carrying backpacks, but that's okay.
Yes.
No worries. I had many, many hours in which I did not have to carry anything at all.
Heidi carried hers
the whole day. Yeah,
the whole day. She
Fantastic.
did it. Because she was trying to prove me wrong.
Yeah, she was. It was a very
I'm
big
gonna
drive.
end up carrying your stuff, and she wanted to prove me wrong.
I will show you.
So she did it. Bailey just gave up immediately.
But moving on, come on, nobody cares about backpacks. So
I do.
We definitely jumped into our day with our first ride. Right, we went over to.
So but then that's where you were starting off. Right, our original plan was to go on Slinky Dog.
That's right.
So we couldn't get the Genie Plus for Slinky Dog. As soon as I signed in and I was ready to go at 6:59, and I saw it at 7, I pressed on the tip board. The time it populated, Slinky Dog was already at like a 3 o'clock Genie Plus, or it was like a 4 o'clock Genie Plus, and I was like, no, I don't want to. So we ended up making a Smuggler's Run for $9.50. To $10.50, and then I ended up kind of looking at Rise of Resistance, and I was just like, Lightning Lane, it's an extra $25 each, and I was just like, you know what, let's just do it. So let's just do it. It's worth it. This is our day. We love Hollywood Studios. Let's get it done. So did a 11:15 individual Lightning Lane for Rise of Resistance.
Yep. And so on our way over, we went over, and it was Star Tours was the first one, correct?
Nope.
Sorry. See, this is where I'm like a little
So
off.
our original plan was then to go rope drop Slinky Dog Dash.
Yes.
We got into the park and saw that Slinky Dog Dash was already at a 70-minute wait.
Yeah.
And so we were just like, the kids aren't going to want to, like, we just got here, or they're going to want to wait another 70 minutes. We're like, no. So we were on our way there. We said Mickey and Minnie's was a 20-minute wait.
Thank you. Yes.
It was a 20-minute wait, which it wasn't even that long.
Oh, no.
We breezed right in.
It's like 10.
And we got on Mickey and Minnie's. It was a great
We love this. And now, again, this is part of something that seems to happen to us all the time. We start the day with Mickey and Minnie's, and then we end the day with Mickey and Minnie's. I think that's just kind of the way it always falls. It's right there, and it's great. It's a great ride. I love the ride.
Yeah. No, it is. It's so much fun. It's like relaxing, but it's also exciting at the same time.
Well, also just the whole history of it, like the cartoon and the fact that we're at Disney World and we're starting our entire trip with that one ride.
And Abby she also likes that it's like a romantic ride, right?
It is.
Mickey and Minnie just want to go
going
on
a picnic.
He wants to,
and disaster strikes.
Wants to be with his honey.
We don't know anything about that, right?
I get it. Want to go on a picnic with me?
Always.
Disaster will strike.
Disaster will strike.
And they're both under the age of 10. So we got off of there, and then we just decided to walk over to Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
And kind of walk around. We had a little bit of time. No, I take that back. So we were walking over to Galaxy's Edge. We did have a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
And on our way there, we said Star Tours, which is like kind of perpetually at a 5-minute wait.
Yeah, which was really interesting because they have all those new, not overlays. What would you call them? They're like new segments where it's like you could have different.
Yeah.
No, you could have different experiences every time you go on it. And so you would think that a lot of people want to try out all the different experiences and it would be a little bit longer. But no, it was at 5 minutes. So it was great. Now, I don't think that we've ever taken the kids on this one. Have we?
Yes, we have.
We have because Bailey had no recollection of it.
No, but, Bailey,
and I don't have a recollection of taking her, so I'm wondering if we sat it out. But it was fun. We kind of paired off. I was with Bailey all day, and Rob was with Heidi all day. And we like to make sure they get their individual attention. And Bailey really, really enjoyed it, and I was surprised. But I definitely was like focusing on her face for a lot of the ride, so that when we were able to go on it a second time, I was able to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You know,
no, definitely.
because I always want to make sure she's okay and she's processing it well.
Yeah.
Like any parent, you know, you want to see your kids' enjoyment.
Yeah, we were sitting in the first row of the.
Yeah. I'm just making sure our kids are not hitting each other with pool noodles.
Yeah, because there's
boys?
boys hitting each other with pool noodles right now in the pool. Our kids, I could see Heidi, they're fine.
Okay, yeah. They're just keeping clear. I'm sure we'll hear about that later.
Oh, boy.
In any case.
Yeah, so Star Tours, and unfortunately, it was like a video scenario that I had seen already, so I was kind of like, oh, okay, all right, I guess I'll just be okay with an old one, pod racing. Mm-hmm. Sure. But it was still a good time. I enjoy the old C-3PO and R2 beforehand. And
That's right. So it's not even like 9:30 yet, and we've already gone on 2 major rides, which was wonderful. And then at this point, we continue to head over
into Galaxy's
Edge. Yeah.
And then we went on Smuggler's Run.
We went on Smuggler's Run, and when we got off, we love Smuggler's Run was
What
fantastic.
was the configuration for Smuggler's Run?
Oh, yeah. Both the girls were our pilots.
Yeah, they both wanted to pilot.
Which is so cool. Like, I love seeing Bailey start to take these leadership roles that she's just like, I can do this.
Yeah,
I'm good. And I'm just like, really? You're good?
Like,
You're good? Okay, you sure? And
now, mind you, I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit more things in one place, but she wanted to do it, and she wasn't afraid to do it or anything.
It was an interesting, I think, they prepare for having kids pilot this.
Yes.
So we still got the coaxium, right? And we got one, which look at Rob, his face is so displeased.
Also, look, I looked over at one point. Someone wasn't hitting her
my gun
button. Yeah, your gun button.
I was.
Well, you were like watching the kids. You were like you were too taking.
Oh my God!
Focus on the mission.
I was on top of
woman.
that. You're crazy.
Focus on the
crazy
mission
talk.
Anyways,
it was enjoyable to see them do that. I mean, we didn't have these kinds of rides when we were kids. This is bonkers to have your kids sit in these seats and be fully immersed in the story, in the plan, in the flying of a freaking whatever it is called. Like, it's bonkers. It's very cool.
Now, just so everyone knows, it's now 11 o'clock. The pool bar has opened up.
I know.
I'm considering if I could have Abby talk for 15 minutes while they go get me a drink. I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to do it.
I'm sorry.
Or make her walk over with me and talk to the bartenders on the mic. That wouldn't work. Yeah. Anyway, all right. We'll get... We'll do it. All right,
So anyways,
we got out of that.
moving on, we then go. I noticed the kids, are already looking a little depleted a little bit. We've done 3 rides. It's nearing 9:40, and we go, and I'm like, let's get them a Coca-Cola. We don't typically drink a lot of soda, so Coca-Colas are like a really.
We did this before, and I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did we?
So, yeah, we did it before
we went backwards.
Run.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
we don't typically drink Coca-Colas, so this was like a really big treat for them. And the Coca-Colas at Galaxy's Edge are in the shape of a, what are they called? They're like orbs.
It's a thermal detonator.
So thermal detonator. So you're thinking about throwing them and blowing someone up.
Yeah.
But really, it's Coca-Cola inside, and it's just a cool.
It's basically a Coca-Cola bomb.
It's like cool.
There was a lot of controversy when they first came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So as we're standing there, this really adorable cast member is like holding up a sign like "Space for Ogas," and she's like, I didn't really understand what she was doing, because she's standing like right in front of where I would pay for the Coca-Cola.
She was standing right in front of the cart.
And she like wouldn't move, and then I finally look at her sign and she's like, "You want to go to Ogas?"
Yeah, and she's like, "No," she's like, "Seriously,
she's like, right now."
She's like, "Would you guys want to go to Oga's Cantina? There's openings right now."
Like,
and we're like. We look at each other, and it's just before 10, and we're like, what? Sure.
Yeah. And so, we just like went with the flow.
Yeah,
she didn't have to sell us too hard, but at the same time, I was like, do we?
She takes her name, and she's like, they'll be waiting for you. Will you go right in?
And so we literally walked over there, and they're like, Rob?
Yeah.
Rob,
like, Rob, party four?
And we're like, oh, that's
right
us. So we had a great time.
We
stood at the bar.
Last time we sat in the booths, and this time they had to stand at the bar, which was the kids already wanted to sit a little bit,
but the music was kind of very energetic, and so we were actually dancing around, and the cast members at the bar were so fun and so in character.
Yes,
like everything we did, they just like had like kind of a snide comment, but like in character.
In character,
so good.
There was the one cast member whose name I didn't get. She was more snarky than the other one, but like in a fun way. It was. Yeah.
She was really fun. Like I said, oh, this was like incredibly enjoyable. And she was just like, I wanted to say, she said, lower your expectations. And I said, but I think she said, you need to heighten your expectations.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, okay.
She would just say things like that the entire time and then just walk away. It was hilarious.
It was so good. And then, so Natalie, who was our main hostess, was
our tender.
So fantastic. She took pictures. She took a selfie of herself taking pictures of us. She was
she like asked, she was like, do you want me to fill up your water bottles?
Yes.
Bailey knocked over a drink,
like an entire drink.
It was like full.
They were like right on top of it, like just new drink, no question. Like
then she saw the kids. Kids ordered this drink. I can't remember the name of it, but it had these pearls.
Orbeez.
Apple. It was like candy apple pearls in there. And so at one point they were kind of like over the drinking bar and just picking them out of their glasses. And they're like, girls, like your hands are too clean. Your nails look too good to be putting your hands in that. So she just like brought over a
spoon,
like a spoon. Yeah, she gave them a spoon and then gave them extra pearls and stuff.
Yeah, and a whole extra glass for them to eat. Like, phenomenal, outstanding, amazing.
Yeah. So
and then stormtroopers came in, which was very, very cool. We got to take some pictures with them. Mm-hmm. Again, love it. It was just such a personal experience. I'm not sure that I've ever been up close with a stormtrooper. Like, it's so intimidating. It's really intimidating because they're tall. They're just covered in protective gear. Like, it was so interesting to me.
Yeah. They're definitely a little bit taller in the air, and it could be a lot. I gave him the old line as they were leaving. I said, "These are not the children you're looking for." Yeah. And then the stormtrooper turns around and goes, we know. Thanks a lot." And then he did air quotes, Jedi.
Yes. Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was great. They're all really, really great.
Yeah.
And so then after that, that's when we went on our.
That's when we went on Smuggler's Run.
Yeah. Sorry. So we did a little backwards.
Yeah. So Abby and I were already. We of course had adult cocktails. just before 10 o'clock on our first day.
We sound like the worst parents, but I swear it's not.
The kids had a great time.
We all had so much fun.
We did get the snacks so that we weren't like on a full empty stomach.
Oh no, yeah, no.
But yes, we did. I had the fuzzy tauntaun, and
I had the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah,
it was
liked
great.
them both, right?
Yeah, I liked mine way better than I liked yours. I don't understand why people like the fuzzy tauntaun.
So the fuzzy tauntaun is a foam that's like it like numbs your lips and tongue.
It's uncomfortable.
But it also but it
funny.
Tastes good. It tastes good.
Well,
it's
whatever.
It's like a peach vodka, and it tastes good. Yeah.
Glad for you.
Yeah. I like leaving numb from places.
Okay.
The New York Yankees are calling me.
So in any case, then from there, where did we go after Smuggler's Run?
So after Smuggler's Run, we...
It's a little easy because we stayed in Star Wars for quite a while. Didn't we just go right on to Rise after that?
Oh, no. So then we had booked a Toy Story Mania. We went to Rise after that. Yes, we went after Smuggler's Run. We went to Rise, the Resistance. Right. That was when our Lightning Lane was. And so we did that, and that was everything was fine on there. The transport ship wasn't moving again.
So I'm guessing that's just not a thing anymore. But it still makes you.
It moved the time before.
No, when we were on the AAP, it did not.
Yeah, but then the other time it did.
Okay,
when we came back with the kids last year, it did.
Okay, all right.
So I think it's like I think it just breaks down a lot.
Gotcha.
It doesn't move. It doesn't really make a difference. It was fine, but we were all holding on for way too long until we realized,
it's not moving.
Wait, it's not moving.
Because
we're all holding on to the handles.
The video footage, though, that you're looking at is so very immersive that you do kind of feel a little dizzy.
And you're watching Beck and everything. And all that stuff. And so, but that
Rise
the kids enjoyed it, the drop and everything going into it.
Oh, yeah.
Always a good time. By the time we did get in and out of there, though, we were getting a little pressed for time. So I had made a Toy Story Mania Genie Plus lane, and that had started, but our reservations were at 12 for lunch. So we kind of had to like really book it from Galaxy's Edge to Toy Story Land, which is right behind it, but you have to fight the crowds.
Yeah, sorry. The lifeguard is saying something.
I think they're just the lifeguard saying something to the kids.
Yeah, that were not our kids.
They're the boys that were hitting people with pool noodles.
So
and Bailey's gonna come tell us about it.
Toy Story was really
there's a bee, Bailey, so don't get too close.
Really fun. Sorry. You okay?
Is everything all right? No, but I'll be done soon and I'll come in.
Yeah. So Toy Story Mania was really, really fun. The kids love that ride. I mean, what kid doesn't? You're trying to beat your parents. They kind of set it up like where you're trying to beat your parents. Yeah. Which is kind of cute. And then we also booked it to lunch. Now, one of the things I know that we haven't been getting is our pictures on the rides. We haven't been. Do they still have the tap-ins? Like even after we went on
certain places, but for some reason Hollywood Studios doesn't have a ton of them.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer.
I thought Slinky Dog did it. But I didn't.
I mean, I know they took our picture, but because I saw the flash. But it's like, where's the picture?
I've never seen the picture from that, but that doesn't have a tap-in place.
Yeah, not that we saw.
It seems like older technology, the tap-in, but I don't know.
So we'll have to make sure that we inquire and figure that out as we go along.
So now we made it to our lunch, which was the first time a new place for us going to
Sci-Fi Dine-In or Drive-In. I always say
Sci-Fi Dine-In Drive. Sci-Fi Dine-In Drive.
Got it.
So they really sell you that you're parking somewhere and you're going in.
You guys, when you walk in there, it's so stinking quiet. You're like, what is happening? Are we in like an alternate universe?
You're just used to like lunch at Disney being very loud.
Yeah, like even hearing like the tinks of glasses and all sorts of. You didn't hear any of that, and I'm not sure if it's like they have a different sound thing going on there.
I think it's just kind of like quiet. It's like going to like an Alamo Draft House where they just
everybody's so immersed in the weird videos.
And they're doing that, and then the wait staff is meant to be clean, you know? They're just meant to be, like, quiet and not make a ton of noise.
Yeah.
So that's part of the thing. So they sat us in a two-seat booth, two-seat car.
So, like, two were in the driver's seats and two were
in the front, and I almost called you mom.
Oh.
Me and, not mine. Me and Abby were in the back, or Abby and I, as I should say.
Oh, it's a tight squeeze back there.
It was a little tight, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's meant. I think they figure the kid. I bet the front looked like it had more room.
Oh, okay.
But they think the kids are going to sit in
But
the back
why?
for some reason.
Because parents are so much taller. Like, why would you do that?
I think they think the kids are going to sit in the back.
I know, but I'm saying parents are taller. So if you're sitting in the front as a parent, you're covering your child's view of the screen.
But do they really need to see any of that? I mean, what's being played at the Sci-Fi Dining Drive is not exactly entertaining.
Yeah.
It's just moving images of weird things that the kids weren't into, but they would just watch because we wouldn't let them use their Kindles.
Yeah. Nope. It was pretty Kindle-free day yesterday, which I liked.
It is very quiet, but the waitstaff is attentive enough during that time. And it's full, though. It is a busy place.
It's very busy.
And now so we had ordered, the kids got their meals.
Yes.
And that's kind of the one thing about the kids stuff that we kind of said is that the kids menus are kind of like, they make it a little too confusing.
Yeah, like you can have one like entree and two sides, but one of the sides could actually be your ice cream for the end. So it's like you would just get like one side.
Yeah.
So that's a little confusing on what to do.
Because it made it so that because of the fact that Heidi wanted a milkshake, which wasn't on that menu, so she got to get two sides and a milkshake, and Bailey just got a sundae and a side. It just made it. There's issues going around.
Yeah.
We couldn't talk Bailey into getting a milkshake, so I was like, fine, you're on your own. Anyway, we ended up ordering. I ordered the Impossible nachos for us to kind of share, just because I wanted something finger foody.
Yep. I didn't think they were that great. I only had like one or two, and I was like, I don't think it's worth it.
As I got down there, I thought it was okay. You're not big on the Impossible stuff anyway.
Yes, true.
But if you like Impossible beef, then it has it in there. I thought they were okay. I thought they were good.
Good.
And what did you order?
I had the pesto pasta with veggies. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It had like artichokes in it and other veggies, and I enjoyed it. It was very filling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good
Which
portion.
is kind of what I needed. I needed something a little heavier to keep me going.
Okay.
I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it fueled me.
I can't remember exactly what it was called, but if it had like a fun name, but I basically got the Impossible Burger.
Yeah. You had commented, that's a big tomato or something like that.
Oh yeah. It had like a huge tomato. It also had a portobello mushroom, which
he's not into mushrooms.
Not when they're served big. I could take small mushrooms mixed in like a stew or something.
But big mushrooms creep you out.
Something about it. Maybe I'm worried I'm going to turn into Mario or something. I might power up.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So then after lunch, we
had some drinks, but overall it was a good experience.
Yeah. So. No, it was great. It was nice to cool down, relax.
I definitely recommend going.
Eat. Very nice. Yeah.
In the afternoon, we said that we wanted to slow things down a little bit because we had just busted out like 4 rides.
Yeah.
In what is actually 3.5 hours, but that's like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or actually, it was 5 rides. We did 5 rides.
Oh, okay. We got some busted goggles here.
All right. We'll have to work on it. We're gonna have to go goggleless for
a little bit of time.
Okay.
Okay. So then what did we do after that? Where were we? I can't even remember. I just remember the chaos.
Yeah, so we said we wanted to, like I said, we wanted to slow things down. So we wanted to start doing some of the shows.
Uh-huh.
So the first show, what we ended up doing first was Muppet Vision.
Oh, right.
3D, because we had booked, or we were going to go do, we were going to do another show. So we ended up doing Muppet Vision first. And it was a good time. I think, again,
we always love Muppet Vision.
Having the headphones for Bailey makes such a big deal. If your child has hearing, sensitive hearing, having her put those in, she's able to enjoy things so much more now.
That's right. Yeah. And they're like just little hidden in her ears, which is good.
They're very discreet now as opposed to the other ones. And they seem to work. But,
while we were there, though, Heidi discovered that she had left her ears behind, her Slinky Dog Dash ears.
Yes.
And so she was a little distressed, and we kept saying, like, don't worry, it'll be okay.
Don't let it ruin your experience.
And as soon as we were done, we went back, and they had them waiting at the front desk. So
they had them like behind their they have like a lost and found cabinet, and we just said, we're looking for Slinky Dog ears. And he's like, here they are.
Yeah, so thank goodness for that. That would have really put a damper on the day. But they do that. Sometimes they collect things and then they'll bring them to the front guest services of the park. So, but if you go within a certain amount of time, they usually still have your items there. So we did that right away, and it was
so it
easy
worked
peasy.
out. Even though she still said, she goes, these might look different.
I mean, you just want to make sure everything's all good. So then after that, we went to, was it Beauty and the Beast? I don't remember.
We went to Forever for the first time in forever.
Because of the time. The time of that worked out really well.
We actually used our Genie Plus. You don't need to.
You don't, but I'm glad we did, because we got like fourth row. Yeah. We had pick of the seats. Where we were, the fake snow, the Snope, was just like on point. We were just covered in it, which I don't think we were. We were like in the first or second last time.
Yes.
And we weren't covered in it. But the fourth row, we were covered in the Snope. It was
so cool. You're always
cool.
worried about in the whenever you go to a show is that your kids are able to see, right? That's the main thing. So you don't want them sitting behind a bunch of tall people, but the seating it's not stadium seating, but it's enough that they can pretty much see.
Like a little incline.
Yeah. So it works out well.
Oh, it was fantastic.
They do such a great job on that.
This is like one of my favorite shows, I have to say. Like, the storytellers are always phenomenal, and they're always a little bit different, right? Because they bring in their own personalities. Just so good.
Being that we always, we generally come once a year to this when we're bringing the kids that we go see this. So they're like always like updating their shtick. It's not just like a script that's written and they just perform it year after year. It's, it's new. So they both of the storytellers did a great job.
Yes.
The woman storyteller, the female storyteller had a fantastic voice.
Knocked it out of the park. Yeah. She sang these crazy little interludes, which were,
But they're funny and they're engaging.
Yes.
And, I like the male storyteller referenced, that all these bad things happen to parents in every Disney movie, and he named them all in quick succession. Yeah, and it got he had a huge laugh from everyone. Yeah.
But now, Bailey was definitely questioning that when we were at Fantasmic. She was talking to me about it. I was like, oh yeah,
yeah. We'll never leave you.
Yeah.
Except tonight. But anyway, that was a great time, and as Abby said, I felt more like I felt the power of it all, right? When Elsa finally comes out and she does her whole thing. Oh, yeah. She's doing the arm motions and the soap comes down, the Snope comes down. And,
I saw the tears fall from your eyes. Don't worry. I did.
That was just Snope. Melting Snope.
You got some in your eye.
Yeah, it hurt.
Anyway, sorry for all my coughing. Then what did we do? I know. I can't remember. I know all the things we did. I don't remember the chronological order, though.
Which is right across the way from, as you leave forever for the first time, for the first time in forever, is Indiana Jones experience.
Oh, yay.
So there was a big crowd in front of it, and so we were everyone's just rushing over there because it was about to start in 15 minutes. As we were getting in, they were letting people know that it was a modified performance.
They were actually saying that, the show was only going to be the first 15 minutes because it's going to be modified.
It's a modified performance.
Yeah. I was kind of questioning, is it worth it? Because, my kids have told me time and time again what their favorite part is, and it's in that last couple of minutes. And you know what? We actually got great seating for this. We were first row, which we have never been before.
It was a great point of view to be able to see. We were all the way to the side.
Yes.
We were to the left, stage should be stage right, I guess, or is
Yeah.
it stage left? I always get that confused. Anyway, but yeah, so we were in the first row, so it was a different experience. The only thing that I didn't like was it was hard to hear what they were saying.
It was, yeah. The speakers were kind of in an off area.
Yeah, they kind of like go over you, I think.
Yeah.
They project over you.
That being said, it was a cool view. We got to see, him come down from the ceiling and all sorts of things from very up close. And then after the show, what I appreciated is that the actors came up to give the kids like high fives and stuff.
Yeah.
And
cool. They would talk to you. They would talk to you if you wanted them to. Like
yes, he was like kind of like hanging around.
Yeah,
totally cool.
We gave
I think we were
bump
surprised.
And we just we were like, oh, okay.
This is what first row seating gets you. Awesome. We didn't know, but if your kids are really into things like that, like Indiana Jones, Lorian, I'm talking to you. You should probably go sit in the first row.
As long as you're okay with not hearing what's happening.
Well, no, you can hear it. You can't hear it as well.
Understand what they're saying.
And maybe more like mid-center, that would be different.
Well, it all depends on when you're. Yeah, if you can. But I think anywhere you go, you're gonna see it for the first time. The kids, we sat pretty high up, and the kids loved it.
Yeah,
we took them to it the time before. Yeah. But the first time, the modified performance was that the third act, where it's the big explosion with the plane. When he's fighting the big guy, he's fighting the big guy, that part had to be omitted. Yeah. They also didn't have the explosion where the truck explodes during the fight scene, the second act fight scene. So it seemed like something was up with the pyrotechnics. I guess it wasn't safe or something, so they just called it.
You guys, it's 11:25, and I think the pool party has officially started with the music bumping.
It is a pool party.
Here we go. And they've brought out
What's that? You want me to come over and get a drink? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
They've brought out the extra lifeguards and whatnot, so here we go.
All right. So we left Indiana Jones, and if you ever leave Indiana Jones, you want something just real quick for the kids to do, go and find the well with the rope that says, do not pull the rope. Have them pull the rope. It's just not great, but something to do. Just that's a no. It says do not pull the rope, but you can pull the rope.
Yes, 100%.
Now, where do we go after that, Abby? Boy. So
I don't know. I just follow you.
We had to make it over to Sunset Boulevard after taking a PhotoPass picture. We went over to the Beauty and the Beast show.
Okay. See, I knew we went to it.
Beauty and the Beast here. Oh, wow.
No, guys, the dancers in the show are incredible. And they have so many. But there was something about it that just wasn't...
So explain what it is. It's a retelling?
It's a quick
retelling.
Smidge retelling. It does not give any details, really, of the original Beauty and the Beast. So...
It's with live actors.
Yes, but only 2 of them are actually live versus all the other 50 actors that are on stage because they're really dancers. Only 2 of them have microphones and actually sing or talk.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
When you said live, the other ones are dead.
No, they're all alive and well, I hope. But as far as singing and talking live, everything else is on a pre-recorded track.
Yeah.
And they're just singing or they're just dancing along to it. Yeah. So I think that's what it was, is that there was no as much energy as there was on stage. There actually wasn't any energy.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a snoozer a little bit.
Yeah, I was definitely a little bored. Heidi was sitting on my knee because she couldn't see over the adults in front of her.
Yeah. That being said, both the kids seemed to enjoy it. They were they watched it.
They liked it.
And the costumes were great.
Yeah, and they both know that Abby is a Beauty and the Beast fan, so they were just excited to be there with her to watch this. They seeing Belle and everything, and they know the songs. And so it was good. I agree though. It was one I wanted to sleep. It didn't have the energy. Yeah. That Frozen Forever for the first time.
Yep.
Or for the first time in forever.
Yep.
I'll get that right one of these days.
One of these days. And then we went on to... I'm waiting on you because I don't know. Yep. Almost done, hon. Sorry, they're waiting for us to catch them on the Keister coaster, which I understand.
One of them is. I say let her. She's 9. She could catch these 7-year-olds.
No, sir. Are you crazy?
So now so the kids were starting to complain a little bit because we had seen so many shows.
Yes.
You see them there?
Yep.
Everything's okay?
Yeah, I just said they were being blocked by the bush.
So, but we were still, now at this point it was like 4:30, we had 5 o'clock dinner reservations, and so we still just went and we ended up getting a cold beverage, frozen concoction to drink.
Oh yeah, we love that little frozen Coca-Cola stand.
That's over by the
you can get like frozen lemonades.
It's right over by Hollywood and Vine. Yeah, you
kind of in the shopping district corner.
You can get adult frozen beverages.
Yes.
And that's what the one thing I do got to say is it seems like the portion of the frozen drink is getting smaller and smaller. Like it seemed like the first year we went, it was like in big mugs, like type of thing, and now it's like in like tiny cups that aren't even filled
Dixie
up
cups.
they're not even like filled up all the way.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, so that was a nice little break, and then we just kind of waited until our reservations were ready.
Yeah. We did it. We did some sightseeing of the shops, right?
Yeah, that's right. We did go shopping for a little bit. Nobody purchased anything. We pulled the trigger just yet. But we did go back right at 5 o'clock for our dinner for our Fantasmic package, Hollywood and Vine dinner.
Yeah, and this is another thing that we really, really suggest. Fantasmic is a wonderful
talk about
show.
It a lot.
And to get the package and get that prime seating is really worth it. I'm telling you, this theater of Fantasmic has, it seems like, thousands of this might be what you need. Oh, that's okay. Come on over. No, it's okay. Okay, thanks, Stephanie. See, look at that. Yeah. You can order your drink, my darling. Miss Stephanie's going to come right back.
Okay.
In any case, I think that's what I would like.
Oh. Now, what do you say that?
No, thank you. See, I'm not like, I don't know.
She's not a hardened criminal or a gambler, so she doesn't know
I don't know how
is.
to say highlight. I was like yesterday, I was just like at the Jayalai, like, I mean, jambalaya drink. I'll take that.
I get it. It's
I don't know drinks well. I just go with the flow. I'm like, whatever everybody else is drinking, I will be happy with. I'm not like known around the world drinker, so I just don't know. In any case,
Understood.
Where were we? Okay, so I always recommend the Fantasmic package. Now, Hollywood and Vine, this was our second time there. It was the kids' first time.
Yeah.
I love it. I just love it.
I do.
It's buffet style food, but the food is good. Okay, they have carving stations. Yeah. They have amazing kids mac and cheese. They have like chicken nuggets for them. I know I had a vegetarian risotto that was to die for. It was so good.
To die for.
And like, it was wonderful food. And then you get like the classic characters like Minnie and Mickey and Pluto and Goofy. And it was so good. And it's so funny because I always say Goofy when I see Pluto, and like, Pluto was just like, his ear was in front of his tag, and he like literally like looked at me and so like kind of like
scoffed
girl flipped his ear, like, as if a girl were to flip her hair out of the way. He flipped his ear out of the way and kind of like pointed to his tag being like, "I'm Pluto, you idiot," and I was like, "Oh, hey, sorry." So that was kind of funny. But
funny.
The fact that they come to your table, you're eating great food, it was wonderful. Super duper uber pricey. But still, I think to get those prime seats at Fantasmic where you don't have to work. I think I was seeing there's like thousands of people that go to Fantasmic. If you could see the crowd, like I never believed that many people are in the park.
We're skipping through.
We Fantasmic. Are. I know, but I'm just kind of seeing why you want to get the package. It's really, really important.
No, it's definitely worth it. Going back to it for any of the gentlemen that like to eat, listening to this, I ate a lot, and I only had 2 plates, and I was full.
He was hurting.
I was hurting. I needed to be like rolled. To our next
destination
we were going, which was,
I don't know. Where did we go next, darling? Oh, okay. This is when we went to Slinky Dog, right?
Yes.
We decided that, the times weren't getting any better for Slinky. It was like 10 minutes less.
There was a 60-minute wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we decided, let's do it.
Yeah.
We had kind of told, expectations. They wanted to go. And we were running out of time because now it's like after
Stephanie
6.
Comes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, it was after 6.
We're ready.
Could
we looking good with a couple of drinks with it.
Oh, yeah, with our microphones.
Could we have the Cigar City Highline?
Yes, sir.
And Sam Summer,
And
please.
Samsung. Okay. I would like both in
In a draft?
draft, I mean, yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So Samara and Highlight. May I have the last name, please? That's it. Perfect. And would you like to charge to the room?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to borrow it from you in a second.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well.
Almost
Thank
done.
you.
Almost done. We're just wrapping up now. Okay? All right.
We'll be right there. Enjoy Bailey. Okay. So, yeah, we went over to Slinky Dog, and, it wasn't... How long was the wait, actually? How long was the actual wait?
It was 58 minutes. I
It was pretty
timed
accurate.
it, so
Yeah,
it was
she kept
pretty
reminding us.
accurate.
You
And
kept telling the kids we got another 17 minutes.
Yeah, but I think that was helpful because, I'm just setting their expectations instead of saying, I don't know. I'm like, okay, we've waited 25 minutes. We have a little bit more to go. We've only waited this long, remember. So it was great. The line wasn't terrible. I love sometimes... I'm not going to say love, but I like standing in the line sometimes because the art stuff that they put up and the things that they have around is so, just fun to look at.
It is fun. And it wasn't like we were just standing there. You're moving.
You're moving, yeah.
You're moving mostly.
And there's fans.
Yeah, they have
interesting
a
people
really
to look
good amount.
at.
They have a really good amount of fans.
Yeah.
Which is helpful because it is hot and stuff. And then one of the things that we were reminded of halfway through the line was that they have the Play Disney.
Yes.
And they have it when you go to certain locations based off of your geolocation, you're able to play in-park games that are only available in the park.
Yes.
And so this one has, it's Andy's Board Game Blast, I believe it's called. And I let the kids play that on my phone, and they were, having a good time for pretty much the last half of the line.
Yeah.
So that worked out well. That's a
it
good
was
tip.
Great.
Download Play Disney when you're here in the parks, or the kids if you're waiting in line, if you're waiting in the standby line.
So Slinky, always a really good one. I love it when you get to that point on the ride where it actually starts to bring you back, you're in a Slinky, and then it's
it shoots you off.
And you got the up and downs.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Unfortunately, it made Bailey a little queasy, but the cutest thing about it is she goes, I think if we went on Mickey and Minnie's, it would make me feel better right now.
we gave her a little carbonated Sprite to help her out, and of course you're wondering why did you rush the Slinky Dog right after you ate? It's because that was the only time we had.
That was our schedule. You got to do what you deal with.
So we had booked we had booked another. Genie Plus booked the Genie Plus for Mickey and Minnie's. The first one was we just went through standby line, so we still had a Genie Plus available. So we did book that. So we went on Mickey and Minnie's, and everyone again had a great time. We enjoyed it.
So fun. Love Mickey and Minnie's, and then
we got out, and it was pretty late. It was 8 o'clock at that point, and so I was looking at the. My Disney Experience app. I'm looking at the tip board. And it showed that Rise of Resistance only had a 20-minute wait. So I was like, well, let's go do that. And 20 minutes is fine. We can handle that. And they'll get us out. It's a 15-minute ride. So you get out 8:35, 8:40. Then we could go over to Fantasmic. By the time we got, everyone must have seen that it was a 20-minute wait. And it had already shot up to 30 minutes. We're like, now we're going to cut it a little close. So instead, we went and we got blue milk.
Blue milk time.
We went and got our blue milk,
Yep.
which we had to do. It was a necessity. And I feel like we also use a lot of the restrooms in Galaxy's Edge multiple times.
We do.
So blue milk is the cause and helpful of that.
Now, this was a really exciting point. We're just kind of meandering around with our blue milk.
Oh, yes.
And we run into Ray.
Yes.
And so part of our whole hair debacle earlier in the morning is that, Heidi really wanted to have right hair.
Yeah.
And it's not comfortable. It is not a comfortable hairdo. You have like really tight hair ties and all sorts of just to get it into there. But she like suffers through this to make it happen. And so she had her right hair all day in hopes to see Ray. And we did. And Ray took the time, and I have it on video now, to comment on her hair and how much she liked it, and just had like a conversation, knowing that
the funny thing, a lot of time when I see the walk around Rays, and like I don't see them like they seem to come off as very like stiff, I guess.
Okay, I'm just gonna interject right now. Your Aunt Joanne,
This is really appropriate for a podcast.
Well, that's the funny part, is that she has just sent me an inappropriate text message, which is also funny, about a thong.
Is this cutting it? No,
how funny. Anyways.
I'm cutting this out. I'm marking it, cutting it out.
Nope. Families are fun.
Okay. Anyway, so what were we talking about there? Get distracted?
We were talking about Ray and
we're talking about
Heidi.
Ray. Yeah, a lot of the Rays are kind of like, I don't see them interact that much. I just see them walk around and go.
Yeah.
But this, like, she was like, actually, like, she asked the girls like if her outfit was too, she's like, does
brown
it match too much? Yeah. She's like, do I match too much?
She was saying, do I look like a Chewy?
Yeah.
She was very, very cute.
And so, and then she saw Heidi's hair, and she made like this big, like, she's like, oh my, she's like, see, it's very hard to do. And like, she was like, it's hard to wear that all day. And so I understand.
Yeah, it was a moment. Yeah. It was a moment that I am so glad happened. Yeah. Glad we were in that spot. And then she was like, enjoy your blue milk, girls. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. You are awesome. And so it was just awesome. Yeah. And then from there, we went on Star Tours one more time.
Star Tours, because Star Tours is always a 5-minute wait.
Yep.
And the kids wanted to go on one more ride. And we went on Star Tours. And luckily, we got a new scenario that I had never seen before.
Yes, and you were hoping for this
one.
one.
We were hoping, because Abby was wearing her Ahsoka Tano hat.
I was.
All day, which she looked really cute in.
Thanks.
And so we got to see the one with Ahsoka, because it started off with Darth Vader. I was very excited because I was like, I knew what was coming based off the Darth Vader. And then when Ahsoka popped up, and it fulfilled everything I was looking for.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted because Bailey keeps just standing there staring at me.
Oh my gosh.
She's ready. She really needs you.
Okay. Well,
and Nicole just texted that they're here. So.
Okay, so.
From there, we went to Fantasmic. And it was so good. We were about like the 6th row up, I think.
Yeah, just about 6th
really
7th row.
central.
Yeah, and we got there because of the Fantasmic dining package. You're able to get the special seating and get in a little bit. Get there early, but you do have to be there at 9. I suggest being there at 9 to get good seats.
And it is hot. It is so hot while you're sitting there for the 30 minutes because there's no moving air. You're kind of like in there's no moving air. So bring your neck fans, bring a fan to wave yourself.
There is a place to get beverages, but I suggest getting beverages beforehand.
They don't really allow that, you to bring things in. I think
they just bring from the park.
Let's double check that.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
I want to double check the rules on that.
Pretty sure.
But in any case,
because you're just getting refreshments from behind which is the same place.
Yeah.
It's not like you're bringing. Anyway, they do have refreshments, but the lines are long, but you're also not doing anything for half an hour. Besides the wave, which people in the crowd really seem to like the wave.
They love the wave.
Every time we go.
It was really cute.
So we were sitting there. It was a great time. The kids really enjoyed it. Their magic bands kept lighting up and buzzing, and they were having a fun time. It's okay. Nicole's gonna be all right. And so, we were. They had a good time, right? They sat through it.
And part of our hesitation on this is that it is quite scary. It's Mickey's dream, right? Mickey's nightmare. Yeah. And so, yes, at the age of 7, it's a little scary and a little overwhelming.
Nightmares and stuff like that. So.
But overall, I think, I'm like, keep on watching. And we got through it, and it was phenomenal. Yeah. Having all the princesses, and Stitch was a big hit. Yeah, having Stitch on that boat.
On the boat at the end.
Huge hit. I just love that. I feel like there were certain parts that were like a little bit shortened. Like Moana, I thought was in the water longer last time, like kicking around and dancing. Okay. And so like maybe they changed up some stuff and that kind of thing. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
I left your tap open whenever you want to add food or drinks, just let me know. At the end of the day, I will, whenever you're ready, I can close your tab.
Okay, wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
As I spill all over. Okay. So, anyways, we should.
So that was basically the end. We've got to the Skyliner.
Wipe it off with your towel.
So they kind of usher you out, right? Yep. And they get you, back on Sunset Boulevard, and then you head your way down Sunset and out into the Skyliner. Yeah. The Skyliner moves pretty quickly. Again, it looks like a long line, but it's still the way to go.
Yeah.
We rushed our way through, and after they only let you. This is kind of like something I did just want to point out that because we are technically the Epcot stop, right? If you say you parked in Epcot and then you took the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios, you can't go back to Epcot through the Skyliner because the park is closed, right? They're not letting any more people in. So they actually had to tell someone to go back to Hollywood Studios to take the bus to get to Epcot.
Yeah, that's bananas.
That's something you need to know. We got home, we were tired. It was like 11 o'clock.
But we caught an amazing thunderstorm last night from our balcony, and I loved it. It was like just in the nick of time. Like we were inside, and everything was great, and the thunderstorm came out. It was cool to see.
I still wish we did the podcast then, but hey, we're doing it here at the pool.
We were too tired. Are you kidding me? I would have been like way less communicative than I was today. You'd be like, "Where did we go?" And I'd be like,
"You would have forgotten what order we went in next."
Yeah,
we got it.
Like it would have been way worse.
No, but it was a good time. Anyway, we're wrapping up here. We got to move on with our day. Today's our kind of rest day, so we got some bowling ahead. We're at the pool now. We're gonna relax.
My bestie's coming.
Oh boy! All right, it's the last time you hear from me. She'll probably do the podcast with her the rest of the trip.
No, eye roll. Okay. The eye roll.
Anyhow, so that's us signing off. That was our Hollywood Studios day, and we'll see you again.
That's that.
And we're back.
To end things off.
I hope you enjoyed it. Abby's upset with me because I told her it'd be like 5-10 minutes, and that was like a 1-minute intro.
It was a really short intro. All good.
I mean, how much more do you actually want to hear us talking?
No, we probably talked your ear off at this point, and you're just like, geez, why don't these people just shush?
Yeah, and just so you know, we are, right, obviously we're back from our trip.
Yes.
We're back in our home. We are, unfortunately, make it 2 times now. We have COVID from Disney. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah,
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, and before we went, we did hear that there was a spike, and the doctor, of course, today also said that there was a spike. And
I thought you were talking about the dog named Spike down the street.
No. Just the spike in COVID.
Oh, okay.
So you'll hear throughout these episodes that I'm really struggling.
Abby gets sick, and then I start getting sick.
Yep. So
you see, and then
we just went downhill from there. But
yes, Well, I'll tease this one. Just wait till you get to the Epcot episode. Oh boy!
I don't think anybody wants to hear the Epcot episode.
They probably do. We don't want to hear.
I know.
Anyway,
in any chance, anyways.
Any change?
I don't know.
I'm all change.org.
Thank you so much for listening. We'd love to hear your feedback, or if you have any specific questions, we'll answer them for you. Give us a holler.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.